You look fat, you look ugly. What would they, how were they thinking of? Hi all, we obviously have come to see basically or hear about these kind of formalities out of our mouth or even out of someone else's mouth of people body shaming each other, and sometimes we tend to question ourselves, are we at fault or are we letting these body shamers just get to us the best way possible basically. So today I'm going to be talking about how to respond to someone body shaming another person. Basically, as we know, body shaming can come in all shapes and sizes, obviously, in this point of time, regardless of what we go through. And I'm hoping that with this, you may want to step in and actually, take a stand into it, because I forever don't like body shaming myself, obviously. And body shaming is not just for females, apparently, it can be in males too. Even though sometimes there's not much talk about of the men's health based on body image versus everything else, so that's why I'm hoping to address it with my experience and knowledge and know-how, shall we say. However, you may not know what to do in many different situations when you come to face these situations of body shaming people. The key is to speak up when you feel that the need and try to defend the people around you who don't defend themselves, that are maybe weak, whether in public, on the internet, or with acquaintances. So this is why I'm here today, to address this, as well as many other mental health topics, which is general health topics. And I briefly want to say I'm Aspie, and I want to welcome you newbies on my channel. And hopefully with today's topic, or any topic that you feel that you've landed on my page for whatever reason, will be of value and use to you, shedding some light and encouragement to you, or bringing messages of hope and comfort through your struggling times. So I'm not here to judge, as I said, because obviously at this point of time I know how it feels to be misunderstood, misread, misinterpreted, and judged by others around me. Because of being different, obviously can be a bit awkward, but not just awkward in a way of things, but can be a bit exciting and nerve-wracking, even though I'm a different kettle of fish, and just to let you know that for the newbies, if you're on my page, if you do seem to see anything of the warning signs that I share with you, or from the present videos that I did in the past, basically, please feel free to seek help for yourself or your loved one, or even seek an opinion for yourself or your loved one. If you feel that this video is not for you, that's fine. Pass the message on so that we can hopefully share these messages around one step at a time, one day at a time, reaching out to the right ones that needs it most. And this one about the body shaming today, I've already shared a little bit about my viewpoint about body shaming, which I'll link the video either in the description or in my cards that will be listed above me on the right hand corner as I share with you all about this. So this is going to be just step by step into 3 parts, obviously, how to deal with body shaming, or how to respond with it. So part 1 is dealing with the body shaming among the people you may know, so to speak. And part 2 in it is dealing with strangers who are body shaming. And number 3, obviously, is defending people on the internet. As we know, basically, as I said, body shaming is an ugly thing that we all tend to do, or we may come across it ourselves one way or another in life. So in part 1 right now, dealing with the body shaming among people we may know, the steps to follow through is number 1, identify the body shaming. Body shaming can take up onto many different forms or types, whatever it may be. So it can be hard to recognize it at first. It can also be difficult to identify. You are used to hearing the body shaming talk around your friends and family if you're the one that's actually, being that victim of body shaming. Body shaming is when you are making negative comments about certain everyday things, like for example wise, if you're doing it to yourself on the body shaming. A classic example here is self-body shaming might sound like, I look so fat in this dress, or my arms look so weird in this dress that I'm wearing today. Another classic example here is maybe for the negative comments that come through is from people in your presence. For example, you might be engaging in body shaming someone in your presence by saying something like, you aren't going to win any body contest in your size, or your hips are wider than the desk. Another form of body shaming could be people within that's not in your presence. So you could be doing it in your privacy of your own home, thinking it out loud, or even just saying it out loud. You might be engaging in body shaming of someone who's around by saying something like, "Did you see your legs in those pants? They looked huge." Or, "Hey, it could be worse, you could look like her." Basically, obviously, as I said before, this is pretty much common, and obviously we are all at fault one way or another. I admit that when I felt so insecure about the people that were body shaming me or just bullying me in general, I felt to try and, give them their taste of medicine, but I've learned now just to ignore it and walk away, or find a way just to confront them if time permits for me to confront that person if I had a problem, to solve it quick, smart, and diffuse the situation as much as possible. If not, sometimes some things can't be problems all the time, because it's depending on you and the person that is involved, obviously, in that given situation. Number 2, nip gossip in the bud. If you hear people gossiping about someone who's not there, nip the talk in the bud. They're not there to defend themselves, are they? But obviously, you have the choice to stand up and do it, so you are the one in control. Plus, the more body shaming talk you let slip by, the more likely people are to do it when you're not around. So don't let them get away with it. If you feel to, make that stand up and do so. You could say something like, "Hey, this is not cool. You shouldn't talk about Jessica like this." Remind people that body shaming is a form of bullying, and it can cause people to become depressed and even suicidal. Number 3, speak up and stand up. When you're in a group, when one person is body shaming another person, make a stand and speak up. Know when is the right time to speak, however, and know how to say it and what to say to that particular person. The person who's being shamed may not want to be able, may not want to or be able to do it, but they'll likely appreciate you saying something in the meantime. If the criticism is veiled or genuine, you could just make small comments to acknowledge the rudeness of this remark. For this classic instance, if someone says at dinner time, "Maybe we should skip dessert, we're all putting on a few extra pounds," you could say, "Well, I need some extra chocolate. Anyone want to split something with me?" If it's more direct, address it directly. If someone says to another person, "That dress is a bit tight on you," you could say, "That's a bit rude. I think it looks downright fabulous on me." Number 4, leave the conversation. You may not be able to be brave enough yet to tell someone to stop the body shaming. If you're not, another option is just to walk away from the conversation. If you step away every time someone starts body shaming someone else, they're likely to get the picture at some point, one way or another. Even if they don't, at least you're not participating in this form of gossip. Part 2, dealing with strangers who are body shaming. Number 1, speak up and stand up yet again. Say something to the person that is doing the shaming. The person on the receiving end may not be able to or want to speak up. However, most people are grateful when someone else steps in, so try to say what you would want to say if they were in their own shows. For instance, if you see someone saying "you're awfully fat" to someone else, you could say, "Why don't you keep your comments to yourself?" Tell people the facts about shaming as well. For example, you might say something like, "These kind of comments and the unrealistic ideals that we place on women in our society is part of the reason why 5% of women have anorexia or bulimia." Or you might say, "Body shaming doesn't help people, it hurts them. Being overweight or obese isn't something that people choose to do, and making negative comments about someone's weight only makes matters feel worse." Number 2, make friends. You can also walk up to the person being body shamed and engage them in conversation. Get to know the person. Try and figure out, what makes them tick. Be friends. Try sitting next to them and just say hi. Then start talking to them about anything from the weather to what your favorite book is, etc., etc. Basically, you're just creating a safe space and environment for them as well as that person by ignoring the person who's making these inappropriate comments in the first place. Number 3, offer to stay with them. If the body shamer is being aggressive, the victim may not feel safe alone, however. Even if enough of the other person leaves, offer to stay with them until they can get somewhere safer, particularly if you're on public transportation. Of course, respect their wishes if they do, however, say no. Number 4, call the police. If the worst comes to the worst, if the body shamer is getting real aggressive or getting in the other person's space, it may be appropriate to call the police, even if you don't want to get too involved. Calling the police ensures someone will be there to help deal with the situation if it does escalate and get out of hand. Part 3. Defending people on the internet. Number 1. Offer support. When you see someone being body shamed or even demeaned for defending themselves against body shaming, try to offer some support. Reply with something positive about their person or what they've said in the thread. Positive support can mean a lot on the internet. For instance, you would say, I think your hair is amazing, or I agree, yes, body shaming can make people feel worse about themselves, which isn't actually healthy. Number 2, ignore the internet trolls. Trolls in the internet vernacular are just people who are wanting to stir up trouble for the sake of attention. They'll often say mean things to try and get a reaction. Try not to engage with this type of person, as you won't get anywhere plus you're just giving them what they want, a full-on response. Number 3, let the person know you don't think it's appropriate. If someone you know is body shaming someone else on the internet, let them know you don't think it's okay. Speak up by leaving a comment. You don't have to be mean, just polite and firm. For instance, you could write, I know you probably didn't mean to, but calling Jane out on a weight isn't so cool. It's called body shaming. Well, this basically ends a real quick, short overview of how to respond to someone who's body shaming. Give me the like for thumbs up for support, comment below. Feel free to share these videos around. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites listed below. Feel free to join me on my YouTube family if you feel the need or have to subscribe to my channel, as well as turning on the notification bell so you're ready to know when my new content is out and about, because I'm hoping, as I said, to do this on the daily, Monday to Friday. So feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. The more awareness I can bring out on these everyday topics, the better. So enough for the do, guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you all again soon.